Welcome to Super Pixels Weekly, a podcast about video game news and anything else revolving around the video games and nerd subcultures. We are your co-hosts. I'm Donovan.
And I'm William. Our show is available on all major podcast platforms. Don't forget to email in your questions or comments for the show at superpixelsweekly@gmail.com. And our individual Twitch and YouTube links are in the description, so please hit us up over there as well.
He's right. They will be there, I promise you. I'm also the editor. One last thing, though. So you can get some sweet deals on PC games with their codes through Instant Gaming. The link is in the description. It's affiliated through my Twitch. And on the subject of money, if you ever want to donate to us or the podcast or my Twitch or William's YouTube or somehow, some way you want to come at us with a comically large check from like Publishers Clearinghouse, what you should actually do is just click the link right if you're on Twitch, look below me, the extra life bar, or even in the description of the Twitch chat that we're live on right now or channel that we're live on. Send your money actually that way to Extra Life. It's a charity that helps kids out with video games when they're kind of on extended stays in hospitals because kids cannot wait. So let's help those kiddos out. So we've got some shit to talk about.
Yes. First, I want to say that we are actually, by the time this episode comes out, I'm assuming this will drop on like Sunday or Monday, maybe. I don't know when you're going to put it out.
Probably Sunday night, or Monday morning.
That will be a few days before the 1-year anniversary of the show.
Yes.
And I know by the episode numbers, it doesn't look like it's been a year.
It's not. So it has.
But we did create the podcast a year ago, so that's cool.
We inseminated this this glorious blessing to your ears. Literally a year ago. The first episode was published on Wednesday next week, a year ago, which was, the 22nd? Yeah. So the 22nd of September 2020 was the first episode of Super Pixels Weekly. So it's been a full year. The episode numbers are fucked up because we suck. And we've taken a couple breaks. Some things were super important, like my move, and then William and I, we had a couple things pop up not too long ago. There, we had to handle that. We do it for fun though. Like we enjoy it. We have it's a great way to get our feet wet into the production. I guess. What is the word? Industry, if that's a thing. And video games in general, just news, right? Like we claim that title very near and dear to our hearts, as being video game journalists. When all we're really doing is just like eating everything that the internet throws at us, and we're throwing it up like.
We take stuff from video game journalists.
Yeah, like we
for our own benefit.
We are the definition of, if any of you remember American history class, yellow belly journalism. That is us. We are stealing news and being like, "Hey, look at this news." But we are giving proper credit. It's not like, "Hey, this is from Super Pixels Weekly by Donovan. There's been a crazy PC leak." Like, we don't do that shit. We'll regurgitate it. Excuse me, and let you know what's going on in the world if you're too lazy to just do a Google search, because really, if we're going to get down to the bottom line of it, that's basically what we do. If you look at our search history, it's probably most recent video game news, very important. So there's that.
To celebrate, I'm drinking the only thing that I have on hand, which is pineapple Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Hey,
so,
look at you. Oh my God! What are you, a 21-year-old white woman?
I'm throwing Mike's Hard Pineapple down my throat right now.
I am getting in to celebrate. Obviously, I drink a little bit, right? I actually don't. I wanted to say that. I haven't drank as much as I usually did back in the day. So that's a good milestone. But I do enjoy beer of many flavors because I am a dad, of course, and that kind of comes with your genes. Once you have given birth to a child, you are automatically drawn to beer, so look forward to that, my good sir. I am drinking a pumpkin beer because I am getting in the spoopy season because, yes, the podcast was designed and inseminated and birthed a year ago, but a month after that, Spooky Toby was born. So,
oh yeah.
I'm getting in the Halloween fall spirit, and I'm also in a place now, I'm not in El Paso anymore, so I'm in a place where, like, seasons actually exist. So, like,
Right.
It
Oh, so you
has
get fall and
it's
everything.
yeah, it has started to get colder out, or I'm like, ugh, like like in the morning it'll be
God, it's
like
already getting cold
55.
over there.
It'll be like 65. Not super cold, but like in the morning when I take my daughter to the bus stop, I'm like, oh fuck, dude, like, is this the right clothes to wear for the day? Like,
Bro, it's hard. It's still in like high 80s over here. It's
yeah,
like, ugh.
that's like it was like if I had to think about it before we moved, it was because we moved up here in January, so we actually had one last Christmas in El Paso, and it was fucking like 85 degrees, like December 24th. I swear to
Ugh,
God, I was like
Jesus.
grilling fucking steaks out and chilling, and like it was not a
Flip
good time.
flops.
Yeah, dude, flip flops and like what I'm wearing right now, like this shirt on the Twitch
Yeah,
stream,
yeah.
and like fucking some Ranger panties, like short shorts and flip flops. Like that's what I was wearing on Christmas in El Paso. So
That's amazing.
there's that. Um, but so, what do you want to do, buddy? Because we've got quite the choice to make in this road. We did not get any emails. I checked,
All
which
right.
is sad because
That's fair.
after that fucking banger from last week. Thanks, Wooly, by the way, if you're still hanging out in the chat, for basically subscribing to our tinfoil hat theories a couple weeks ago. I guess further adding fuel to those tinfoil hat theories weeks ago, and then turns out we were all fucking right at the end of the day, and then Venom sucker punched us in the face.
Yeah.
Do you want to actually? Do you
Um,
want to leave this for a little bit later and kind of like decide if that's a thing, and then just hit the quick
so,
stuff?
okay. Wait. Okay. What are you trying? Huh? What do you
So
mean?
like the big thing at the beginning of the docket. Do you want to do that now, or do you want to kind of hang out for that and just wait and see where we're at, and then
No,
knock out the quick hits?
I want to do the big boy first because I feel like that's the most important shit that happened this week.
Yeah, you're right. You're
And
right.
yeah. And then Miles Morales is going to be completely and utterly spoiled at the end of this podcast. But we'll give you warnings.
Yeah, we will have warnings, and then after we do the listen back and do a little bit of editing, I will put the timestamps. Excuse me, I burped. I'll put the timestamp. Thank you. Nice rip. I'll put the timestamps in the description so that if you have not played Miles Morales, or you want to and you don't want it spoiled, like I did, somehow I had that iron will to not have it spoiled. You can refer to those and be like, okay, I will not listen to these two idiots talk about video games for 15 to 20 minutes. And then we'll end off on the show, like after that. But I'll have the timestamps in the description, basically. So you can avoid all of those dumb spoilers because, let's be honest, it's 2021. Nobody likes their favorite thing ruined for them. So,
Absolutely not.
which I guess is a good way to segue into this story because what the fuck, Nvidia?
Yeah, let's ruin a bunch of
Go for
potentially
it.
games
So
coming out.
before you start this, I actually saw the Reddit post and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I started scrolling down and I didn't realize how big the scroll bar
Oh, yeah.
was, and I was like, holy fucking shit, dude.
That's why I said it's big. We're not gonna we're just gonna run through the list, not the whole list though. I'm definitely gonna skip through it, but
Yeah,
we're gonna hit
we're
the
gonna hit
important shit.
the heavy hitters for this. So basically, William, take it away.
Okay, so real quick, I want to read a little something from
Yeah,
Eurogamer.
Let's give credit where credit's due first.
Yeah, from Eurogamer by Tom Phillips. Nvidia. So there was a list of PC games and all these games that leaked from Nvidia from their. This will all explain it.
Yes.
Okay, the article says God of War, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and BioShock 2022 have all been named for PC in a leaked list of titles data mined from Nvidia's GeForce Now. The intriguing list includes numerous upcoming games, some which are unannounced for PC and others which have not been formally announced at all. Nvidia has now acknowledged the leak as legitimate, but told WCCF Tech that titles were speculative and used only for internal tracking and testing. Inclusion on those, they said, quote, inclusion on the list is neither confirmation or an announcement of any game. So, basically, Nvidia's like, yeah, this list is real. These, like, we put these here, but, like, that doesn't mean these games are real. Which,
So
I don't know.
Well, no, so that's one thing, right? Because I guess spoilers in any industry are super big. Like, obviously, we're in that time frame where Spider-Man's coming out very soon, the newest movie. Uh, the titles were put in place as placeholders. I can tell you right now that any title that looks outlandish is 100%, and this is me probably going to eat my words in about 6 months when we're like, holy fuck, this was announced, is, I guarantee you, not legitimate. Only because these companies, when they're, or these devs, when they're doing stuff, or even like movie makers and filmmakers, like for big name productions like fucking Star Wars, always have had fucking code names for their games or their movies.
Yeah.
So like Star Wars was called fucking Blue Harvest or some shit, and people were like, "Oh, I don't give a fuck about that." And then Star Wars came out, they were like, "Holy fucking shit!" Like, so like these devs give these fucking games, like these high profile games. Like, let's just look at the list. For to name one, I mean, God of War we already knew. Yeah, we got that. Gears 6. There we go. Boom. Gears 6 is not going to be like, hey, we're coming out. We're working on Gears 6 right now. They're going to be like, it's going to be like, Clock Machines 2023. And you're going to be like, what? Who cares? And then they're going to be like, turns out it was Gears 6, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. That is a great point about all of this. I mean, all of this could just be placeholder. But what makes me feel a little suspect about it is some of these games are actually games that are announced and
so
are
like,
just not out yet. So it's like, I don't know.
It's almost like
are they just mixed in with, name holders and shit?
Yeah, like, so I'm gonna start doing it on stream whenever we have these in the docket. I'm gonna go get aluminum foil upstairs and make a hat. So the biggest thing too is like, it might be a stiff arm. Like, it might be a red herring. To be like, look at all these crazy games that are coming out. People are like, holy fuck. And then they're just placeholders to make the list seem super big. But on the flip side of that, right, it might honestly be a legitimate leak that people were just like, oh, fuck, we shouldn't have let that happen. Because it was for GeForce Now, right?
Yeah.
So GeForce Now, if nobody knows what it is the streaming platform that a lot of PC users use because of, it was actually inseminated and created for the graphics card shortage. So GeForce Now is a subscription service that lets you rent a super PC basically for like a set amount of money a month, and then you have, if you're a premium member or whatever, you can rent the PC for X amount of fucking time. Basically, you're streaming gameplay and linking in, like logging into this PC remotely to play games that you normally wouldn't be able to play based on your own hardware. So like, I actually used the free trial and tried it out to play Cyberpunk 2077 after my graphics card shit the bed that one time, and it's pretty cool. It's a cool service. So that being said, that might mean that some of this might be legit for a lot of the PC games or like the Microsoft games, because they always have a PC port, because way to go, Bill Gates. But I think they might have a dash of realistic expectations on the Microsoft titles and the PC titles, only because GeForce Now is like a reputable source. Like, it's a reputable company. It's not like, Nvidia in general, but GeForce Now is like not like a, it's not going away. Like, it's a thing that people play and use frequently because of the fact that we're at such a shortage for technology, like PC parts, PS5s, Xbox fucking S's, Series S's. Like, it's so hard to get consoles and PC parts that people are using this service a lot more. So I feel like there's a touch of like realistic expectations for that list, because just skimming it, right, it doesn't seem like there's anything that's way fucking outlandish. Like, right off the bat, Capcom, Resident Evil 4, that's not out of the ballpark for them, because they've been on a fucking on a streak of just remaking good RE games. So like, why wouldn't that be a thing? Why wouldn't they fucking capitalize on that and make a bunch of fucking money? So.
Yeah, exactly. And also, in this list too, there is, under the Microsoft section, there are some codename games. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, they do have some games that aren't actually named.
Yeah.
So it's like, are they using placeholders, or I don't know? Remake, it's like,
are they using placeholders? Probably. Did the internet collectively lock arms in solidarity and try to figure out what the fuck those placeholders were? More than likely. Are those placeholder determinations that they just discovered accurate? I don't know. Probably. Well, I guess we'll see in a couple years.
Yeah.
But that Project Holland thing, like now it's going to Microsoft, the Fable game, I'm almost positive is 99% accurate. So
100%.
Fable. We have no idea. Well, I know they're making a new one, but no, I don't think anybody knows the code name except for like that. I'm pretty sure that was a thing. Like they were like, we found it, and they were like, God damn it, guys, come on.
I mean, you could tell me it's Project Dick Soup, like, and it's Fable. Like, okay. Fable's coming out. They're making Fable.
Yeah, like it was already leaked. You can't be like, oh, there's a new game called fucking, I don't know, Abandon's coming out, and they're like, shut up, it's Silent Hill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah. But let's run through this list.
Yeah, go for it. Start it up.
I'm just gonna start naming shit, and if you want to stop, tell me. So Sony first. Keep in mind these ones could take years to come out because Sony takes like 5 million years to put their games on PC now.
So is this the? So I'm not. I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. This Sony thing, is it legitimate like confirmation PC releases? Is that what that's saying, or is because obviously one of these on this list is already a PlayStation game, so like is it just straight up PC ports?
No, this is just the names that they data mined in GeForce Now that are Sony related.
Okay, so they're probably PC ports strictly. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
go for it.
So rip. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves, which they just announced is coming to PC, so that's real.
Yeah,
Helldivers
confirmed
2
already.
Yeah. Helldivers 2, which is not announced, correct?
I haven't seen anything, but I do not see a reason. And this is not to say that I don't want to see a Helldivers 2. I fucking love Helldivers. I'll play it all fucking day. I played it recently with a couple of buddies, like Stone, my buddy, like Army buddies, and our buddy Stu. Like we've played like a 4-banger, if you will, is a nice unit of measurement. Like a 4-player co-op of Helldivers, and I fucking love it. I love the stick shooter genre. But I don't think they've announced a 2. Now, that being said, Helldivers has been out for how long? Like 6-7 years at this point?
Yeah, a long time.
So I need some new fucking shit to shoot, buddy. I'm sick of bugs. Give me something else.
That's something I could definitely believe is on the way. Helldivers 2.
And play, honestly. Horizon, we confirmed that.
Well, Horizon is on PC already.
We didn't confirm that. No, the remake. Oh wait, yeah, it is. Holy fuck, I'm dumb.
Horizon,
I was thinking of the sequel.
Forbidden West.
My bad.
Horizon Forbidden West, the first one, is on PC already. Gran Turismo 7, God of War, Returnal, Demon Souls, which God of War has not been announced for PC yet.
No, but it will soon, I promise.
It probably will. Ratchet and Clank says no specified game. It'll probably be like the collection, if anything, if it's real. Well, if it's just Ratchet and Clank, just blanket Ratchet and Clank, I feel like it might be the remake from 2015, 16, whatever it was.
The movie tie-in, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Or the new one, who knows. And then Sackboy: A Big Adventure and Ghost of Tsushima.
So Ghost
those
of
games
Tsushima,
would probably be far away.
I don't think has been legitimately confirmed by Sony, but I am almost positive that there's been like, I think it's actually the same subreddit of like gaming leaks. There's been like Steam listings from like Argentina where people are like, oh, pre-order Ghost of Tsushima now, and I was like, holy fuck, really? Because that's one thing I wanted to play on stream. And then it was like, no, this is just a speculation. I was like, yo, that Photoshop job looking real good, bro. Like, I don't think that's speculation, man.
Right.
Somebody got a fucking quick fucking screen grab of that shit, and way to go, Sony.
I do believe Ghost will come to PC.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't know
They
when.
just came out, it's the same with Death Stranding. They just came out with the director's cut not too long ago for Ghost. So,
yeah. Exactly.
Like, why not capitalize on more money? Sony's already got this fucking banging relationship with Nintendo. Like, why not make it with the PC division of Microsoft and just be like, hey, check out this cool shit. And they're like, yeah, all right. Or like make it fucking strike a deal with Valve or Epic and be like, Epic exclusive. People would fucking eat that shit up. Like they did with fucking Metro. So
yeah. They also note no Bloodborne, Spider-Man, Last of Us, Last Guardian, or Gravity Rush. I guess they didn't see those.
So
and then
that's probably solid because Bloodborne is Same with Demon Souls. Demon Souls up in the air, but Bloodborne is straight up Sony exclusive. I don't think they'll let that go. Spider-Man, no fucking shit. Sony's not gonna let that go anywhere. That's gonna be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. And Last of Us, they have no reason to port those.
Yeah. Last of Us, I mean, would be a huge get for
Last
PC.
of Us would be a fucking banging port because can you think of one, the upscaled resolution? Because already it looks fucking beautiful on PS4. Like,
it looks incredible.
But like a upscaled RTX version with ray tracing would be fucking like I would throw up because my eyes would have never beheld such beauty. But also the mod community would probably go fucking nuts with these games. That's another thing.
Oh, for sure. Probably.
Last Guardian too. Like I'd take another fucking Shadow of Colossus game on PC. Are you high? Like
but that's just the boring part of the list.
Yeah,
it starts to get interesting here.
This list goes fucking bananas, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of games, so
go for it.
Then we're on to Microsoft. Gears 6, which is not announced, correct?
I don't think so. I have not completely finished Gears 5, but it was ruined for me when I was at school. Actually, when I was there to be able to attend your wedding. I bought Gears 5 because it came out recently when I was down there and played it. I loved it because despite being a Sony fanboy, I actually love Gears to death. All of the Gears of War games are like one of my guilty pleasures, I guess, if you will. So having the ability to play that was super cool on PC, and the game did the thing that every fucking Gears game does, and just leaves off on like, I don't fucking know, bro. So,
well, I'm sure a Gears 6 is coming.
It hasn't been confirmed, but more than likely will happen.
Yeah. Oxide, an unannounced game. We don't know what that is, and then there's Project Holland.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Project Holland, which is presumably Fable, Project Typhoon, which is apparently Contraband, which we saw a little bit of it over the summer. Project Woodstock, which is apparently Forza. Then there's an untitled initiative game, and then Halo 5 Guardians, which this one's interesting because 343 Industries actually came out and said Halo 5 is not coming to PC.
I saw that article. They were like, "Don't even fucking think about it, dude." Like, it's not.
And this is where that came from. That's why they came out and said that. So, I don't know. I don't know if they're lying. They could be lying.
It's good to know that, I guess, in the day and age, and this is a huge tangent, the day and age that we live in with like, I don't know, fake news. That companies are responding to me like, no, I saw that fucking Reddit list, asshole. It ain't fucking real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're using legitimate things that people have seen on the internet and not just being like, we've heard the speculations. Like, they're like, no, I saw that. Here's the URL, motherfucker. No, it's not real.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
And yet Kojima doesn't acknowledge abandoned.
No, that's not real. Kojima's not a real person. He's actually an alien in a elderly Japanese man skin suit who is making fantastic games and movies. So...
Nice.
I say movies because of the fact that the last cutscene in Metal Gear Solid 4 was about an hour and a half, so he's effectively a fucking director.
So that's like the interesting shit on that list. Then I'm gonna go over to Square. We got I don't know what Chrono Cross is, but apparently there's a remaster of that.
I think Chrono Cross was one of the Chrono Trigger games, which is just another JRPG
probably.
game. You know, that's where I'm at. If you watch the stream, we play Persona. Talk about it later.
And then there's Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered.
That is,
and then
I'm pretty sure confirmed. And
okay.
Final Fantasy Tactics was probably a big keystone in a lot of people's turn-based combat RPG, like, I guess losing their gaming virginity to that, if that's as weird as that is to say. Final Fantasy Tactics has a huge cult following, so I know that if that's... I'm pretty sure that's confirmed, but like that's a big player in the JRPG genre.
Well, they might be getting a remaster. And then there's FF7 remake, FF9 remake, Final Fantasy 16.
Ooh.
Tomb Raider anniversary.
Ooh.
And then it says 2021. I don't know what that means.
So, what was that supposed to be soon?
I have no idea.
Well, that's weird because all of the, unless that's the anniversary collection from like the PlayStation 3 days, because all the Tomb Raiders, I'm pretty sure so far have been leaked on, not leaked, but like released. Actually, is a better way to say that, on Steam. Tomb Raider 1, the remake, Tomb Raider 2, I forget it, and then like the third one was like Shadow of the Tomb Raider or whatever it was. Like all of those big name remakes have been already on PC. So I don't know if that's like the...
I think it's just some anniversary edition. I don't know.
Yeah, so anniversary would be what? So 20 years, 1991, so 20 years or 40 years, whatever, I don't know, whatever it was, 30 years of Tomb Raider, which would be cool because you get those sweet movie tie-ins like Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raiders that they made. They made like 100 games of that, which is fucking unnecessary, but okay. All the PlayStation ones, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. And then it says unannounced title by Square Enix. And then where it gets real crazy.
Okay,
this is one of the crazier leaks. Kingdom Hearts 4.
That is not a thing. I guarantee you. You know why? Why? William? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because I myself have been a Kingdom Hearts fucking stan. I'll go that far. Since 2002, when the first game came out. What year is it now, William?
It's 2021.
Oh my God! So I'd say 19 years. Over the span of 19 years, we've received 3 main games with that title. We have received a bunch of spin-offs, like, I don't know, 365 and a half days, fucking Dream Drop Distance, blah, 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 blah.
Some dancing game.
There was that.
Something.
Absolutely, yeah, there was a thing. So if this is a leak that's accurate, those motherfuckers, whoever they are who found this leak, need hired immediately by their nearest police station to become the greatest fucking detectives in the world, because those motherfuckers go on 20-year fucking hiatuses, 10 at the least, to make a secondary or third, and another installment in the Kingdom Hearts series that is a main game. So I do not for a fucking second believe that. Now, if I eat my fucking words, I promise you I'll eat my fucking words with gravy and salt and pepper, because that, like, I'll be happy to eat my words.
I don't know how much I believe this one either, because I feel like that game is at least like 10 years away. So.
No, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 just got its like biggest DLC release, and then people are still fucking playing it because they added like the New Game Plus version or whatever it is, or like Pride Mode or whatever they call it, for like basically like if you get hit, like you die. So I do not believe it. It took so fucking long.
I hope it's real for you, just for you.
I hope it's real too, because that's the thing I want to do after I finish Persona, is I want to continue the Kingdom Hearts. I started at 2. I want to play Kingdom Hearts on the stream, but like, it's going to take me the time it takes for that game to come out to finish all the Kingdom Hearts on stream. So like, it's cool. We're all lined up. We're great.
Well, I hope so. And then Capcom.
Yes, sir.
Resident Evil 4 Remake. Street Fighter 6. Dragon's Dogma 2, and Monster Hunter 6.
Street Fighter 6, probably a good call. They've been using 5 for like the pro leagues for a while, so it'd be nice to have cool stuff for the esports teams. Dragon's Dogma 2, I played Dogma 1 for a little bit. I don't know if you did. But it's same thing. That's me, fucking big RPG, fucking nerd. It's pretty in-depth RPG, pretty fun. I actually played, that was the first game I played. To go Back to the Future, Marty McFly, on our remember the podcast the one episode we talked about, like, me bitching about people not cleaning their electronics when I got those PS3s.
Oh yeah,
that was the first game I had when I was in school chilling, because I went to a GameStop and it was like $2, and I was like, yep, let's do it. And then I was like, oh shit, this thing still connects to the internet. Oh fuck that, I'm playing Metal Gear Solid. So no, that'd be cool, because that was actually a good game that was very ahead of its time. Monster Hunter 6, that's kind of inevitable. I don't know if it's super confirmed, but like, that's the thing.
I don't think it is, but I'm sure they're making another Monster Hunter.
Use the world engine because Monster Hunter World was fucking slapping, and I guess make it a little bit better. I don't know. But the big hitter, I guess, would be Resident Evil 4 because I said it previously. There's absolutely, this has to be true only because there's literally no fucking reason that Capcom would not capitalize on this banging exponential growth they've received because of the fact they've been remaking these older games. Because let's face it, the only fucking people that are playing these Resident Evil remakes, besides newer people who are getting into the Resident Evil series, are fucking old fat fucks like me who played Resident Evil 4 when I was 15, or like Resident Evil 2 when I was 8 with my fucking dad on PlayStation 1, right? And they're making so much money off of us, so there's no reason they wouldn't do that again. And I give them my full blessing, not that they fucking need it to do that, so.
Well, I 100% believe that's coming out.
Yeah,
like without a doubt. Of course they're going to.
That's got to be a thing. Like, there's no way it's not.
Yeah. And then we get to
baby.
Take Two.
Oh.
Which is Rockstar Games and others. GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas remasters. We know about this. This has already been leaked. Yeah. This is for sure coming at some point. We just don't know where it is or when it's coming out. And I will buy this shit day one. I'm so down.
You have no idea how fucking ready I am to play a RTX remake of like San Andreas and CC. Ah, shit, here we go again. Like,
I don't know how remastered it's gonna be, but knowing Rockstar, they're probably gonna knock that shit out of the park.
They're gonna dial it up to fucking 12, dude.
I'm so fucking down. So that's for sure gonna come at some point. That's been leaked. Then we got BioShock RTX Remaster, which we haven't heard of. And then what's very interesting is BioShock 2022.
So
what it says.
So yeah, that's actually, both of those kind of can go together, and that's kind of interesting too, which, you know, look at me, I'm such a fucking expert, right? So a BioShock RTX Remaster, I would not fucking be opposed to, only because the BioShock games, I think, and this might not be a hill to die on because there might be a lot of people with me and we might be able to, you know, secure the objective at the top of the hill. BioShock was one of the most visually stunning fucking games of its time, and I don't give a fuck what anyone says. And they remastered it for PC.
I don't think anyone argues.
I hope not, because they're going to the fucking gulag if they do. But then the remasters were fucking great too, because that was one of the things, actually, on deployment I did not too long ago in like 2016, you know. I'm such a fucking old bastard. I played the remasters with my buddy because it came in a collection. It was like 1, 2, and 3. So obviously, you know, here we are. And an RTX remaster would be fucking absolutely the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it would look really good.
Only because the ray tracing or the God rays would be, you know, just it. Like, that would be it.
Bro, imagine that shit, the first opening section of BioShock Infinite, where you're in the water.
Yeah, no, like that.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Could you imagine?
I cannot, sir.
It would look incredible. But what's really crazy about this part is BioShock 2022. If this fucking BioShock comes out next year, bro, come on. I'm so ready.
Game over. Game over.
I'm so excited. I know you're excited for this game too. Yes. We both are fucking hype for a new BioShock.
I'm such a BioShock fan that, like, at one point, yes, I have some stupid tattoos, but I was contemplating getting a Big Daddy, like, just like right here on my fucking, just on my shoulder, just chilling. Like, that would be half a sleeve right there. Like, that's the thing.
No, legit, for the longest time, I've been toying with the idea of getting a BioShock, like, half sleeve of a Vigor bottle.
Oh, yeah. No, I would not ever, you could get into my church, sir.
Because it's just BioShock, like, those games just meant so much to me when I played them. It was, like, my first, like, single player story,
That's
real experience.
exactly.
Like,
Dude, honestly, like, well, so not for me. Obviously, Knights of the Old Republic was one of my bigger like single player stories. But like for as far as like single player FPS like story focused shooter, BioShock all day.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it was like a release or like a very close console release with the 360. So everybody was like, "What the fuck is this game?" And they played it and they were like, "Holy fucking shit, this is good." It's turns out it's actually pretty cool to play single player games and then, not have to be in a Modern Warfare lobby and be called the N-word,
yeah,
like
yeah. It was like I played BioShock Infinite when it came out. That was the first one I played, and then years later, the collection came out, and I was like, "Well,
I
let me play 1 and 2." And I played 1 and 2, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like this entire franchise is just incredible."
after
Like,
after playing BioShock 1, I at that point had never missed a release date for any further BioShocks. Like I was
yeah,
literally at a GameStop with a pre-order receipt in my hand the night before at 11:55, just waiting to be like, I can't wait to know what the fuck happens next. And that has never happened for any other series for me besides the Elder Scrolls. But fuck you, Todd Howard. So moving on to my favorite company in the entire world.
so this one is kind of hype though.
True,
Well,
true,
not this game.
but
Mirror's Edge RTX remaster. Y'all can
I
have your Mirror's Edge,
I played
whatever.
that. It was pretty cool. I had a good time with it. It was all right.
I mean, it looks good.
I
Whatever.
had a good time with it back in like I don't know 2010.
Yeah. Untitled Respawn game. I'm willing to bet it's a new Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
They haven't. We know they're making it, but they haven't properly announced it. So
Yeah.
I'm imagining. But the next game, this is like
That's
for me.
That's
right
fucking,
here.
That's groundbreaking. If this is accurate,
Bro.
like if this is true.
Titanfall 3. I swear to fucking God, if this game happens, I want this so bad.
Joke's on you, motherfucker. It's Apex Legends 2.
No, God.
No, I really want a Titanfall 3.
Yeah, I want Titanfall 3 so bad, especially because the story in Titanfall 2 was so damn good, and the multiplayer was so good, and that game got snubbed. That game got shit on because of EA, because they're idiots, and they released it right next to Battlefield like some dumb motherfuckers that they are, and they want their games to cannibalize each other.
That's not a good business practice, because again, me, in my expert opinion with my doctorate in business degree. No, but like really, so like, what do you think's gonna fucking happen, dude? Like,
exactly, it's ridiculous. Like I had an ultimatum because I was a broke boy, didn't have a job. It's either I get Titanfall 2 or I get Battlefield. I forgot which Battlefield it was.
It was probably Titanfall 2 came out with the same time as it was. Fuck, I think it was. Okay, 1? Battlefield 1? It had to have been. Or a little bit earlier than that, so Battlefield 4?
Hold on.
Yeah, Google it.
Fill time, I'm looking it up.
I'm going to edit this particular audio portion out, but I am going to say right now that I am stupid, and I forgot to hit record on OBS. So what I'm going to do is No, it's cool. I'm going to take the Twitch VOD and just take the audio. It's fine. It works out.
Is it going to sound the same?
Yeah, it will. It'll be all right. But it's a little bit of editing on my part, but I guess that is the sins of the father, so.
Yeah, because we're 37 minutes in. We're not going back.
Hi, welcome to Super Pixel.
So yes, Battlefield 1 came out October 21st, 2016. And Titanfall 2 came out October 28th, 2016.
Yeah, so it
Donovan,
was
7 days later.
I called it. Also, I'm gonna
toot
my own fucking horn here on the Battlefield 1 train. Do you remember back in the day, you and I were like discussing this over Facebook because that's what all the cool adults were using, and how we got one fucking still frame of a dude.
Oh yeah, I
And
remember that.
I literally
The
called it.
Zeppelin and everything.
Everyone's like, "What fucking era is it gonna be?" And I was like, "That's clearly World War One." The dude's wearing one of those fry cook caps that we used to wear back in the day. He's probably looking at a Zeppelin or a plane because that was the first time they used them in war. I don't know. Sounds like machine guns. First time. Who knows? It'd be so great if they did that because gas was a thing. You know. I don't know. Who knows if I'm right? And then no one fucking behold, assholes. EA, you hiring, bro?
You was right.
I was, in fact, right.
So, yeah, Titanfall 3, I want it so bad. And I do...
They shouldn't have released it with Battlefield 1 because EA is such a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
Because of that.
I do think that they're making Titanfall 3, though. I really feel like they are. Because there's just so much demand for it.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Hey, I'm gonna hit the chat up real quick. Wooly, that's not dumb. You should do that. I actually agree with you with that tattoo. Just do it. I'm not even gonna say what it is on the stream, but do it. Or for the podcast, for the VOD later on, do it. And back rows, yes, I will die on this hill with you, good sir. And I'm sure my co-host William will as well. I think Battlefield 1 was probably one of the best Battlefield games ever, in our opinions. I don't know what you feel about it, Bill. Yeah.
No, 100%. Battlefield 1 was great. Battlefield 1's up there with Battlefield 4.
Because it was refreshing. Only because Battlefield 4, pinnacle, chef's kiss. Battlefield 1, refreshing. It was different. Nobody in their right mind, and me as a history major, because, I'm such an expert, I can talk about this. Battlefield 1, right? World War 1 is a war that nobody ever talks about. It is the most technologically advanced and flat out disgusting wars that has ever happened on our planet. Only because it was the technological revolution of warfare. There were machine guns, there were gas, gases were used. Bioweapons were used for the first time. Dudes were flying planes and throwing bricks out of them to be like, I hope I hit somebody. It was insane. It was disgusting.
And they captured all that shit perfectly.
And they did.
Battlefield
1 was so outlandish, but outlandish in the sense that, that's the shit that happened in World War 1. Those tank rifles were literally a real thing. They were fucking artillery shells that people were fucking shooting.
I love that gun.
And, these dudes, I promise you, if you do some research and look up, medical records, if you can, somehow, these old World War I vets, the dudes had hearing loss when they were, 24 because they got back from the theater and they're like, I've been shooting artillery shells. I can't hear anything. It's a thing. Well, no, go ahead. Go ahead, Backroads. You guys hang out. Chill. But, yeah, anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, because we're, 41 minutes in, and there's
we should blast through this, because we're going to talk about Miles for a hot minute.
Yeah, I'm going to hop through this real quick. Human Fall Flat 2, I don't know why that would be a thing, and I don't know if that would even be real. That one's weird to me. I don't know.
Levels, I guess, different situations. That's cool.
But, they already just update the current one. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
and then skip to Crytek, Crysis 4. This makes sense because they've been remastering Crysis and shit, so they're back.
I'm going to put my money on real quick that my supercomputer next to me with a 30 series graphics card will not run Crysis 4 at optimal FPS. Moving on. It's a funny joke. It's a funny joke. That's the thing.
No, I know.
You know the Crysis joke? Okay, cool.
I know the meme. And then I'm going to skip a good bit to WB Games, Batman Arkham Knight RTX Remaster. I know people love their Batman.
Yes, sir. Yes, we do.
Valve, Half-Life 2 Remastered. That's very interesting. I wonder if that's real.
Half-Life 3. Stop.
That,
I don't
could
give
you
a
imagine?
Fuck. Just make 3.
If this is real, people are going to be pissed.
Yeah, I am already. I don't even know if it's real. I'm pissed.
And then
can we double back real quick to Atlas?
Sure.
Only because it's kind of ironic. No Persona 5 announced this PC port. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Because that's literally what everybody who's a fan of Atlas has been like, hey, you should put it on PC. Hey, you should put it on PC. It's not that hard to run. It's a fucking anime game. Holy fuck.
It's on PlayStation, isn't it?
It's a PS4 exclusive, yeah. which
Yeah, well, that's probably why.
5 are royal. It did. I mean, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Sure, but like, why
What?
not? Literally,
You just had a
everybody's.
stroke?
I did. Literally, everybody's like, "Hey, Atlas, you should do this." And I don't think it's actually a PS4 exclusive, but it's only on PS4 because it's a JRPG, so it's super prominent in Japan. And like, really, the only thing that people in Japan play are obviously fucking PlayStations because of Sony. So like, the amount of money that they would make if they release it on PC would be fucking astronomical. But moving on, I just had to bitch about that because I'm playing it on stream right now. So the hoops I have to jump through to do this on stream would be significantly less if it was just on PC. But everyone likes Batman and everyone likes Valve. Paradox, what's going on with them?
So we got XCOM 3, Injustice 3, Destroy All Humans 3, which is totally coming.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 HD. I don't know how you feel about that.
I doubt it because I think Konami's going to step in and probably do another fucking crazy legacy collection for the PS5 with Blue Box. So that's my opinion.
Well,
I don't know if it's true, but
The man on Reddit says no shot in my opinion, so
yeah,
I guess he agrees with you.
him and I are in the same boat.
Mario and Rabbids, which I see
whatever.
no fucking shot. I cannot imagine that coming to PC, but
no, probably not. Death Stranding Director's Cut already fucking confirmed.
Yeah, so that's a thing. Sniper Elite 5, I figured they were on Sniper Elite 20 by now.
Yeah, I'd say like that's. I thought that they were ahead of that. Okay, I guess like
this game, the City Skylines 2. So fun fact: the reason I bought a whole ass PC is for City Skylines.
Yes,
specifically, and I adore that game.
To caveat,
and I would love a second one.
I want to. I've been talking with your wife, which would be really bad if we weren't really good friends.
About PC stuff.
Yes, sir. To kind of like work on getting a setup for both of you, actually. So, because I got some parts chilling next to me, and they're not doing anything. So, let's make it happen.
She was like, oh, I'm messaging Donavin about like stuff like that I need for a PC, because she's been wanting to get a PC. And I was like, he's going to tell you that you can take his parts. And she's like, no, like, I don't want to take his parts. I'm like, he's going to tell you. And then you did.
I will mail them. I will mail these parts. I will actually be like, hey, you should mail me your PC. And I'll just build 2 and mail them back. Like, I love building PCs. Like, it's such a weird pet project that I enjoy. So, like, please, God, mail me whatever the fuck's sitting in your room. And I will send it back to you with some stuff in it. I don't care.
I mean, yeah, that we'll have to figure that stuff out.
But anyway, City Skylines 2 would be fucking phenomenal because all they would would expound on City Skylines 1, which I actually didn't play. I played a little bit, I think, when I was hanging out with you before your wedding.
It's
that's
incredible. Cool. I've sunk so many hours into that game on PC and then on PS4.
So it's basically just a SimCity, but like dialed up to fucking 100, right?
Dude, this game came for SimCity's throat. This was the SimCity killer. This is why SimCity isn't a thing anymore.
SimCity's
like
fucking dead because of this, right?
City Skylines is the best city builder ever, and I don't know what will beat it. I don't even know how you could get any better with it, to be honest. I love that game. And then we got some more stuff.
So do you want to just like blast through these because they're not like
I'm gonna blast through the shit.
Some of them are important.
I'm gonna blast through the shit and then stop on some of them probably. Total War 9, Payday 3,
cool.
Which
all right.
is probably coming.
That'd be nice.
An unannounced game from Hangar 13, Fight for Middle Earth, Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fueled,
that'd
PC.
Be fucking dope.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Mortal Kombat Next Gen, whatever that is. Moss, which no fucking way.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up on Steam right now, but I doubt that, dude.
Dude, there's no way. Moss is a PlayStation VR exclusive. That's like one of their flagship PlayStation VR games.
It's 100% on Steam right now.
It's on Steam?
It's on Steam. Add to cart, actually. I could buy it right now. The rat
what?
game.
It's already out?
The rat game when you're like vibing.
He's a mouse.
Okay, I'm
be
sorry.
So rude
I didn't mean it. Oh, fuck. But yeah, anyway, so it's on. Actually,
dude, you should get that game. That game's really cool.
It's VR exclusive, and I have a VR headset, so I might. Yeah, so that was the thing. It was a PSVR exclusive, right?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yes, it was. I guess time. Wow, that's crazy. I just ate my own words live on air. Look at me, I'm a bitch.
Look at that. Oh, shit.
Space Punks Hitman Pro, which I wonder what that is. I don't know.
That's weird. Is that like probably another Hitman VR game or whatever?
Who knows? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 remastered, which is not surprising.
I'd play the campaign again in RTX. Cool.
Goat Simulator 2, which I'm surprised we don't have already.
I'll download that on my phone immediately.
Hell yeah. Wreckfest sequel, Worms Next, Titan Quest 2, Outcast, Viking by Criterion. Says, I don't know if...
Is that going to be...
I don't know if that's EA's Criterion. Like, I don't know what that is.
I think it might be, but why would they do that?
I wonder what that is.
If it's EA's Criterion, why would they do that if they've already got Valhalla under their belt? You know, like, what's the point of that?
No, if it's something by Criterion, it's not a Viking game. There's no way. That has to be a code name.
It's gotta be. It's gonna be
because
like...
Criterion made Burnout and shit. So.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe Viking, like maybe it's like a ship sailor. I don't fucking know.
Burnout Vikings. It's ship racing.
Yeah. They make the fucking arcade games for Chuck E. Cheese, like.
And then a game called Metro Next. Excuse me, is that Metro? I hope so.
I think they
That'd
were.
Be sick.
I think they were actually kicking around the idea of another Metro after Exodus, which cool.
Yeah. And then Stalker Android, As Dusk Falls, Ultra Street Fighter 2. What's up?
Is Stalker Android? I don't really know. I'm not gonna dig through these fucking this cesspool of comments. Is Stalker Android speculated? If you know, if you don't, we'll move on. Is it speculated to be the Stalker game that was announced by Steam, where it's like the remake to Stalker or the sequel to Stalker of Chernobyl?
Yeah, I don't remember it being called Android.
I don't think it was. What was it? It was Stalker 2 Shadow, and then Stalker 2 is like Heart of Chernobyl, I think, which is the release for April next year.
Yeah. That's what it is. So I don't know what Android is.
Maybe it's a code name, or maybe they're making a mobile version of Stalker 1. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares?
Who knows?
If it's a remake if it's an Android version of fucking Stalker, like Heart of Pripyat or whatever the fuck, like I'm gonna kill myself because like why would you need that? Like no one cares.
Yeah. And then Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. And that's it. That's the list. That's everything.
Hell yeah, brother.
Please keep in mind, none of this is confirmed. Yes. Well, actually, that's not true. Some of this is confirmed. Some of this is real.
A lot of this is confirmed, but big name titles are the ones that we're talking about.
The crazy, mind-blowing shit is not real, and take it with a grain of salt. Take this whole episode with a grain of salt.
As you should every episode, honestly.
Yeah, because we know nothing.
Yes, we are not experts in the field by any means. I have to pee, so...
Dude, I do too. Holy shit.
Honestly, how crazy is that? You guys want to go to a Be Right Back? We'll do it. I'll time you. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah.
So when's the spoiler news? As soon as we're done running through the news list, we're going to talk about what we've been playing, and I guarantee you're going to take up 90% of the episode. It might actually run pretty long, which is going to be so fun for editor Donovan, because that's my thing. And yeah, it's coming soon, Wooly, I promise. I know that's what you're fucking sticking around for. Obviously, you're sticking around to support, but let's face it, you've been like dying to hear me talk about this game because you watched me play through the whole thing, so. And that is probably the second time the stream has ever seen me drink water live on air, so.
I bet you beat me.
Mm-hmm. I 100% definitely did.
Yeah, I figured. I got lost.
Yeah, what? I've been in your house. How?
Dude, I mean, you know the life of an influencer. I got a big house, so.
It's true, yeah.
You get lost sometimes.
You had to walk through the promenade. I just had...
To the courtyard.
Yeah. I just had the stream watch me drink water for the first time ever. Like,
ever?
Yeah. No, maybe like a second time. But I like never drink water when I'm streaming, which is
Do you not drink water when we podcast?
I do, but not like...
Oh.
We haven't streamed recently, but like obviously the past couple episodes, I haven't drank water, which is insane.
I usually have like, there's been episodes where I've gone through 3 bottles of water.
Oh my god, I wish I was like you when I grew up.
Dude, when I'm at work, I drink at least like 9 bottles of water.
Oh,
It's crazy.
I'll annihilate like a good like gallon of water throughout the day of
Yeah,
work, but like, uh,
this is
anyway,
important stuff.
this is important stuff. That's that
Um,
list. Do you want to go into SP or do you want to just?
no, no. We'll scrap that. Let's just go
Yeah,
into
that's
the
fine.
2 delays.
I agree.
Two big fat ass delays this week.
Big boy delays.
Battlefield 2042 is delayed to November 19th.
Whatever. It's fair.
They said it was work from home. They said they thought they would all be back in the studio by now, and yeah, I don't
You
know.
know, fucking
I
COVID
a lot of
two
people
electric boogaloo. Like,
Yeah, a lot of people in the community they're not like trusting them. They're like they feel like there's more to what they're saying, and it's not just COVID. Like people are speculating because the beta was already supposed to happen this month
yeah.
and it never did, and like people are speculating that like the game's not ready, and like I don't know, they're
Well,
freaking out because Battlefield 5 got delayed and was still a shit show. So I don't.
Well,
We'll see what happens.
to be fair, Battlefield 5 definitely left like a sour taste in everyone's mouth. Only because
Absolutely.
it was delayed. So we were like, all right, we got it. And then we played it and we were like, okay, this is the beta. And they were like, oh shit, our bad. Like, so.
Dude, you remember that beta map, the snowy map?
Yes, I do, in fact.
I cannot stand that fucking map. I did not
Really?
like that map.
That was
Yeah, I really
one
don't
of
like
my
that map.
favorite maps.
I
I
can't
don't know why.
every time it comes up on Battlefield 5, I fucking leave the game. I'm like, I don't want to play this
Like,
fucking
fuck it,
map.
I'm just turning to play. I'm done. Like,
It's so stupid. The little city section is cool, like with all the little houses, but other than that, I fucking hate it. The bridge is stupid. It can suck a dick.
the bridge is so bad. I will agree with you. The intro, if you are on the attackers, is okay. It's pretty cool because you got like a hill to run up, but you're actually making a non-believer of it out of me. So
I don't even play Rush in that game because Rush has just been broken since Battlefield 1, honestly.
since 2000
But
fucking 15.
yeah, I
Anyway,
just conquest.
bigger or not bigger delay, but equally as big delay. Dying Light 2, which I actually just saw not too long ago. Dying Light 2 Stay Human is the title. Has been delayed to, is that February or is that the second day of March? People write dates differently.
No, it's February
Or April, I'm sorry.
4th.
I'm done.
Yeah, I was about to
Okay.
say that wouldn't even be March.
I'm done.
No, who do you think I am? A British man? It's February 4th.
Okay, so anyway, Dying Light 2 Stay Human has been delayed to February 4th, the day before my birthday next year.
Oh shit, I know what I'm getting you.
Yeah, if you can, fuck, that'd be great. This game come out? I hope so, because Dying
Dude.
Light has been a staple in this household, good sir. I actually love
Dying
Light.
Light was fun.
It's so good, yeah.
Dying Light was fun. I never beat it. Dying Light 2 has been in development for what seems like half my life.
Yeah,
And
I am now an old man.
same with Dead Island 2. You remember that shit? Where's
I
that
remember
at?
the trailer of the man jogging, and I was like, yeah, and that was like 100 years ago, I think, at this point.
That game, like these games are getting on Cyberpunk 2077
Yeah,
levels of
dude.
fucking
Cyberpunk
development.
2077 had a teaser released in 2014, and the game came
That's
out
insane,
when?
dude.
Like,
Last year.
yeah, like what the fuck?
Crazy. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, Dying Light 2 has to be amazing, like, because they've been working on it for so fucking long. It looks pretty good, so I hope it is.
Yeah,
You can tell they've been working hard on it.
Yeah, it looks good. Like everything I've seen, like gameplay wise or trailer wise, has looked good. So
Yeah.
it should be fine.
Well, let's move on. What do you want to
Yeah.
do? You want to talk about Miles? You want to talk about what No Man's Sky first?
I think we'll talk about No Man's Sky because, actually, I think I'll talk about Persona because it would take like 7 seconds because I only played a little
Yeah,
bit of
go
it.
ahead.
So I've been playing on stream after I finish Miles. I am gonna go back on my own time and plat it because I'm that boy. But I've been playing Persona 5 Royal, which is the like not remake, but the like the extra like the sweet, cool, super fucking cool guy edition of Persona 5. Because it was on a fucking banging sale the like last week, and the only reason I bought it and started playing it was because the sale was ending like 5 hours from the time I was like, oh, cool, I wonder what Persona's looking like. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta fucking buy it now because I'm not gonna play it again. But Persona 5 is essentially one of those JRPGs where there are so many fucking subsystems and like inventory management and the game is timed from what I'm gathering.
It's yeah.
Like
It's like from day to day, right?
yeah, you're set as a student in Japan. You the story wise, not to reveal anything too crazy because I've only been playing it for like 2 hours. You are walking home from school one day and you stop a dude who's like trying to be a fucking weirdo because that's like a big thing, I guess, over there. Trying to be a weirdo with this lady, and you like beat his ass, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking sue you." So you get sued as like a teenager, and I guess the country of Japan's like, wow, you're a piece of shit. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what the fuck? So you get transferred to this like school and you're like foster care. And there's like this whole metaverse, they call it, where like the world has an overlay and everyone's true desires manifest. I don't know. It's kind of Kingdom Heartsy, as weird as it sounds. But I'm fucking loving it because the voice actors primarily do such a fucking fantastic job in the English dubbed version. Because at the end of the day, it's a JRPG, so like the main voice actors were obviously Japanese.
Yeah.
But no, it's great. I'm having a good time with it. It's pretty cool, and the party system's super dope. The whole Persona system reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy, like 7, 8, all the way up to 10. And I'm having a good time with it. If you're into that shit, come watch me play it. And I'm letting the stream basically decide the choices throughout the whole game. So
Oh, that's cool.
if they don't answer quick enough, though, I just pick whatever's was up. So
I like the way it looks, like the style of it.
Yeah,
Like it looks cool.
It's so good. And then like all the
It's
cutscenes.
definitely not my type of game though.
Well, no, yeah, you and I are different wavelengths when it comes to that, but all of the cutscenes, like the actual legitimate story cutscenes, are rendered in like you're basically watching just an episode of an anime. Like, I mean, they're not like 40 minutes long, obviously, but it's the same stylized artwork, so it's really cool because I'm like, oh shit, and I'll just like put the controller down and be like, oh fuck, I'm playing the game after it's over. So I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get back to that. And then you and I have kind of been playing a lot of No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky is the only thing I played all week.
True.
I'm just fucking eating it up, dude.
Yeah.
There's just so much shit to do in this game. I swear. Like you're just doing chores. I feel like I'm doing chores the whole time, and I love it.
You're playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and you're like, bam, 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 like you're just like chopping wood. Dutch, I gotta chop this firewood.
I finally got an A-class fighter, and I got some upgrades for it, so that's pretty cool.
Welcome to the 1%, bro.
I know. I've been fucking up freighters and trying to get like what are they called? The things upgraded freighters. I forget.
Or freighter storage units or whatever the fuck.
You know what I mean.
I know, yeah, because I didn't know that was a way you could do that, and I found one. I was like, fuck you, I'm robbing you, sir. Like,
yeah. So I've been doing that. Really pissing off the Viking. They really hate me.
Yeah, fuck them. They're a bunch of whores.
Yeah. And I've just been upgrading my settlement a lot, and I have some complaints about this settlement shit, actually.
Yeah.
I really don't, like, I'll upgrade the shit and my buildings will get built, and then, like, all these buildings look so similar, I can't tell what's new. Like,
no, yeah, I agree with you. There's like no big indicator of like, hey, this is the building you're building.
No.
There's no on map like, hey, go to this place to finish constructing that shit. Because that was my thing. I was wandering around for like an hour, like, where the fuck is this market I just built? I have to put more chromatic metal in.
And like when it's built, like it doesn't tell you what the building is. Like I mean, I guess they don't really. Some of them don't matter because some of them don't do anything at all. But like,
yeah,
like the marketplace, like that's where you buy shit. But like, it's not marked on your map. You just have to run around and find it.
Yeah, you have to basically like study it and be like, oh, that's what it looks like. Got it, found it.
Yeah, and you don't choose the layout of your settlement.
No,
you don't choose where these buildings go, which
like,
I hate.
It's like I'm building a market, and you're like, all right, where? And you're like, yeah. And you're like, what?
Exactly. And it's like, oh, I have I think 3 landing pads at this point.
Wow.
And I would really?
Yeah, dude.
I've been playing all week, dude. But I would love if they were all right next to each other, but they're just scattered.
They're scattered
all over the place.
Yeah,
I'm
so
like,
bad.
why would you do this? Like, that's my biggest problem. I guess the settlement shit is just procedurally generated as well.
It is. It has to be, because that's like No Man's Sky's MO. But I'm almost positive too. Like it stems from the fact that you and I think take like base builders like really seriously or like to heart. So like if I don't have complete 110% control of my settlement or like of like whatever I'm doing in any game, I'm like, this is not a base builder. Like that was my biggest thing too for playing No Man's Sky, was like I can't wait to build a base and lay it out how I want to do it, because that's like the second thing I do after I like make a little like habitat or whatever. I'll be like, I gotta build fucking 100 landing pads for all my boys when they come visit. Like, and like it's happened like once. I think we played in a party of 3 and be like, hey, look guys, you can all land here, and they're like, holy shit, that's great. Like, so I do it for no fucking reason. It's literally a labor of nothing, and it means nothing to no one but me. But the fact that I can't do that with the one thing that like can technically make me money as a settlement does in fact piss me off.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I have multiple markets, and those are building next to each other, so it's creating like this little marketplace, which is cool.
Yeah.
But why don't my landing pads do that? Why don't the housing units do that? What? Why? I don't know.
You got dudes in a high-rise apartment fucking 9 blocks from where they work. Like,
exactly. It's weird. But, and also I hate, what sucks is like when the update came out, you had to go to a different
system. The bugs were dumb as rocks.
Yeah, and you had to go to a different system, and it just sucks like that my settlement is so far away from my base. I mean, I know teleporters are real, but like it's still annoying. I don't know. It's just like, why? I wish my settlement was where my base is. I wish I could have chose that.
That was the one thing I did, is once I found my settlement, I was like, all right, and I walked like 300 meters away, which I guess was the outrage, and I just like put down a thing. I was like, this is where I fucking live. Like I would make my own little base.
I did that too, but
it's still stupid.
I don't want to remake a base though.
Yeah, like it's stupid that I have to like walk 300 meters as me as a lazy American. How dare they? I own this land, sir. Like,
regardless of all this complaining, though, I'm having a good time. So.
Yeah, I fucking love the game. I don't care. I'll die on that hill.
Yeah, it's so fun. I'm gonna fucking hop on after this because I got some settlement stuff that's getting built right now as we speak, so that's cool.
Yeah,
I got the biggest expedition going right now. It's 26 hours long. This is the biggest one I've ever done. From the freighter.
Okay.
No, the freighter.
I was like, that's a fucking lot. I was like, goddamn, what are they looking for? Gold? Like,
no, it's a 23 hours or something like that, and then it's like 650 ton worth of fuel and like four frigates, I think.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, and I have been trying to upgrade my thing so I can like because I don't have any like, how you can take the upgrades and take your frigates out with them. What are they called? Like they're kind of like perks, right?
Yeah,
Like,
they're like boosters or like booster packs or whatever.
yeah,
Like if you're doing a
for your
trade thing, the
expedition.
mind control one works, or like if you're doing a warfare one or combat, it's like take these fucking explosive fucking shells, and you're like, all right, yeah,
Yeah.
they're like boosters, or I guess.
So yeah, I've been just trying to grind and get those. I don't have any of that. Well, I do now. I've gotten some.
Oh,
But
so that was
yeah,
that was
that's
like my biggest grind too for that was like unlocking, like going to all the fucking factories on any planet and like finding all the blueprints so I could be like I can make these things now, because that's actually I'm gonna go ahead and just flaunt my wealth in front of you, you fucking peasant. How dare you, sir? Uh,
yeah,
that's how I made this money was for fuel accelerants. So it takes one organic catalyst and like one superconductor, and I had like iridium farms going, so I was just selling bullshit. But yeah, no, I hit 1 billion, so I feel like fucking Jeffrey Bezos.
What I don't understand is it's been like months of me bragging about how I have like $200 million, and then you're over here grinding to 1 billion.
I had to bring it up.
I'm like, bro, you just been doing this shit in secret.
Yeah, no, well, I wasn't really in secret, but yeah, I guess I didn't feel the need to brag because I was like spending the money as I was making it, so it like didn't really matter. But then it finally started adding up, and I was like, holy fuck, dude, that's a lot of zeros. Like,
Well, I'm hoping the settlement stuff will pay off eventually. It's slowly making me more money.
That's the thing with it is it's dumb, but like it's the most realistic aspect. I think is that. It's like, oh, you want to build that house? That's fucking cool. You have $60,000 to waste, and you're like, what? Like, you go in debt when you build it, but the more in debt you go, like the higher production rate you go. So eventually, you'll have like a positive net profit, which is that's fucking Econ 101, baby. You just took a college class playing No Man's Sky. Look at that.
Like right now, it's only making like 40,000 a day, which is like nothing.
What?
So.
I mean, it's not anything, but whatever. Like it's not losing money, right? So.
Yeah, it'll get there though. It'll get more.
That settlement's become a fucking penny. It's Dogecoin for you right now. You're like, one day, man, it's gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah. We're at 111. You want to talk about Miles?
I got 20 fucking minutes to end this podcast. Talk about Miles fucking Morales, dude.
All right, let's do it. Right here.
Right here.
From this point on, Miles Morales is being spoiled.
So I'll take the. I'll put him in the timestamp.
Well, I'm at 112, but your time's gonna be all fucked up.
Yeah, I'm at 3 hours and 5 minutes because of Twitch. So yes, 112. So
gotcha.
At around the hour mark of 1 hour and 12 minutes. But again, the hyperlink / like, hey, don't look at this if you don't want to listen to it. Spoilers for Miles Morales will be listed in the description. So from this point on, this has been your spoiler warning. If you don't know, don't care, or if you're in the Twitch stream and you're here for the ride, my bad, bro. I'm sorry. We're gonna talk about Miles Morales.
We're ending the podcast with this. So if you're dropping out, peace. See you later.
We love you. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry that we're gonna ruin the game for you if you stick around. But I can fully say that my biggest review for this, if you haven't left yet, is fucking play this game. Holy fucking shit. I am such an idiot for wasting my time and not doing it. I had it in my possession since it was released. And I was like,
a year.
I was like, I'll get around to it. And here I am being like, why the fuck didn't I play that sooner? Only because...
It's incredible.
Not to start into spoilers, but only because... I fucking loved Spider-Man 2018 to the point that the day it was released, I looked at my wife and I was like, I'm going to spend $60 today. And she was like, on what? And I was like, Spider-Man. She was like, that's cool. So...
yeah, I bought that. I got off of work and I went straight to GameStop that day.
I didn't even buy a physical copy of 2018. Like, I straight up was like, in the marketplace, I was like, this is going to live on my hard drive for the rest of my life. So... That being said, my wife bought me a physical copy of Miles Morales with the PS5 upgrade, which is going to come soon, I promise. I can't wait to get one. I love you, PS4. I'm looking at you now, in your eyes, looking you dead in your Funhouse sticker. It'd be so cool to do that in 60 frames. Either way, doesn't matter. Biggest aspect for me I did not have any technical problems at all. With the fact that everything that went into playing this game on stream, I had zero technical issues. Like, there are so many cables fucking scattered across my desk to go into a fucking capture card, to run off of an HDMI splitter, to go into the fucking monitor, to go into the PS4. I told you about how much of a fucking issue it was to get it set up,
Yeah.
which is why I'd been putting it off. But surprisingly, I had fucking zero to no issues, besides like maybe one hideout where it was like super, like there were like fucking 800 fucking enemies, and I was like, why is the game being a piece of shit? It was because of that.
Yeah, the game can get a little framey on PS4 for sure.
Yeah, no, and I can understand why, because it's designed to be like, this is all the shit. Fuck you. You can have all of it at the same time. You like that? I hope you do.
Yeah.
But no, so I'm going to read this kind of word for word because I wrote it and I feel pretty good about it because it's like a college paragraph.
Do it.
So I will, in fact, say it again, William. You were right. This game is a fucking masterpiece. So I'm gonna say it right now. If you are in any point being like, I won't play Miles Morales because I don't like that Spider-Man. I like the white Spider-Man. Fuck you. You're a piece of shit. Number one. Two. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and reiterate number one. You're a piece of shit. Because that's not a reason to not consume content. Only because, like, I don't identify with the character. That's the whole point, is for you to branch out and be like, holy fuck, this is what it's like to, this is what diversity looks like. Wow, that's crazy. Like, fuck off, dude.
I haven't heard anyone say that, but like, that's just blatantly,
that's just
you're
like
just racist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a disclaimer. Like,
fuck?
if you're like, I don't like the Spider-Man because he's black, I'm like, well, one, motherfucker, he's half black, half Latino. At the same time, fuck you, because you're fucking racist.
If you're listening to this podcast and that's your mindset, turn this off and don't ever listen to us again.
we got chat. My opinion, which goes into this, of calling it short. People are saying that the game is short.
Perfect. I loved it.
Yeah, thanks, Ford. So yeah, I will say, I think. Also, you're here in the chat, so I want you to know, Ford, because you did stop by that one day I was playing it, and you were like, I don't want it ruined, so I'm gonna dip. I'm like, I got it. We're doing spoiler stuff, so I don't want you to like stick around and be like, wow, the story's ruined for me. So I will answer your question real quick, but we're gonna go back into the spoilers. I think that the game was a little bit short. Only because it was short in the sense that it was concentrated, if that makes sense. It was concentrated on straight up Miles Morales. And it was concentrated on his little story of becoming a Spider-Man, one of the Spider-Men, if you will. But if you did what I did, because I've almost platted it, and the only reason I haven't platted it is because I haven't finished New Game Plus. Yeah, it's a little short. Now, that's being said, I think the story and everything, really, because, like I said, I'm only a little bit away from platting it, is, it was, like 7.5, 8 hours? If you're blasting it through it, and you, like, watch every cutscene, and you're, like, super ingrained, yeah, it's a little bit short. Now, is that a detracting factor? Price point-wise, maybe for some people. Now, I'm a slut for Spider-Man content, so I was like, I will give you whatever money you want to give me more Spider-Man. So
I think this game being short, I like it because I think they trimmed a lot of the fat off of the first Spider-Man. Like all of the, I just felt like there was a lot more side stuff that was kind of like, I didn't really care for it in the first Spider-Man.
So in the first Spider-Man, there was a lot of like side activities that were there,
like the swinging through the clouds and shit, like the gas clouds and shit like that. Like I don't need that stuff.
The Harry Osborn stuff, which might come back later. I don't know. But no, I think that it was shorter because people got used to 2018 Spider-Man, and this one was like, the fat they cut out was like the bad fat, but now we're looking at like a Wagyu steak, right? Only because like the side activities are there, and like they might be like daunting because you get like the whole list. You're like, holy fuck, but they're like streamlined. Like they're side activities that aren't like go across all of Manhattan and find this fucking one stupid pigeon that flew out of its coop. I'm like, I don't fucking care, dude.
Right.
Like, that doesn't
that's what I love though.
That's the development of it, is that every side activity is not actually a side activity. It adds to the story of Miles. So like all the
they're
side
like little
activities,
contained stories.
yeah. So like adding those side activities I think is not really a good way to call it, because the more you dump into it, you're actually just adding to the exposition of the story for Miles, because that's Miles's whole thing, is being like Spider-Man, right? But like Harlem Spider-Man. So like the Spider-Man from Harlem who's saving Manhattan and stuff, like the island, or like the peninsula, whatever you want to call it. But you know, like that's a big story thing, which we're gonna go into, you know, later. Spoiler alert, I guess.
Well, let's get into it.
Yeah. So
okay.
Hey man, if you're sticking around for it, I love you. I'm gonna start talking about spoilers though. So if you want to dip, I will not hold it against you. So word for word from my, like, you know, college thesis I typed up right here. Right, the game was 1,000%, in my opinion, an absolute masterpiece. The atmosphere was fucking phenomenal. It was set during Christmas time. It's fantastic. It's short enough, which I guess caveats off of the chat, which he's out of here. I love you, buddy. Mwah. There's caveats off of that. But it was set during Christmas time, and then the game, New Game Plus, picks up, right, like once you finish the epilogue, is still in the winter season of New York. So you finish Christmas, it's probably like the whole game takes place during Miles' like winter break from school. So, which is entirely believable for Spider-Man being like, holy fuck, I gotta take down this big thing, you know, and it lasts like a week. It's not like 6 months later, like, so.
Yeah.
Atmosphere, phenomenal. I love New York during Christmas time. It's one of the biggest reasons that my wife and I hit it off so well that we do, because New York in Christmas is just perfection. Like every fucking bodega from here to like 125th Street in New York is just like ready to go. Like, Christmas is a big deal in New York, so they nailed that fucking shit. The soundtrack, dude. Don't even fucking get me started. Including the license track with Jaden Smith. Like his whole like discography was basically included in this game. It's fucking perfect.
Yeah, the Jaden Smith stuff was really good.
100%, which is crazy too, because it like goes in line with the Spider-Verse, because a lot of Jaden Smith music was like licensed through Sony to do the Into the Spider-Verse shit.
Yeah.
Like Way Up was a track off of the Spider-Verse OST. It's during the movie, so like it makes sense. It's cool. People resonate with that, which I fucking love. Like, I even found a point, like, I sent that TikTok to you, which, you know, look at me, I'm so hip, I'm on TikTok. There's a dude that just records himself playing Miles Morales, and then, you know, like, the one trick, like, fall you can do where he's, like, he pulls out his phone and looks at it. The dude's doing that on TikTok, and then, like, going into a swing with, like, his own phone Spotify playlist and playing some music. So, like, it resonates with that particular group of like musicians, people, everybody that fits in with that Spider-Man or like that Miles Morales like feel is there, and it's fucking phenomenal. So yeah. I could watch those shit like that shit for fucking hours. I love it. The ending was straight up like the fact that I will say that it was a little bit not predicted, but I did call it on stream. I was like, oh shit, that's probably what's her name. And then she like took her mask off, and I was like, holy fuck, I called it. Finn's a bad
being guy. Tinkerer wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't surprising that she was Tinkerer.
Like once I saw her like her physique, as weird as that is of a word to say, I was like, that looks like a woman. And then like I heard the voice like distorted. I was like, that sounds like what's her name. They wouldn't have brought her into the story if she wasn't the bad guy. Oh, look at that. She's the bad guy.
Yeah. Now, did I expect her to die in the end?
No. No, I did not expect her to sacrifice herself. And that was one thing, too, if you watch the streams back, or if you're like on, you know, if you're listening to the podcast now, is like if you just go back to the VODs when I played Miles, I was like, holy fucking shit! Like I was so irritated with her. I was like, shut the fuck up and just listen. Like you are fucking literally fucking everything up. Like just do the math one more time. I promise you, you're wrong.
I love how well Insomniac did because she was so frustrating throughout the whole game, honestly. And I still felt sad when she died in the end.
No, like that's the mark. That's honestly like the true mark of a good villain is that one, you can understand. Like I was like, God damn it, what the fuck, dude. But I was like, I see where you're coming from because, like,
yeah, right.
The real villain at the end of it was the dude from Roxxon. I was like, this motherfucker's fucking everything up. Jail is not the right sentence for this man. Put him in front of a firing squad. And I'll get to that in a second, because of how like there's like I wouldn't call it a throwaway line from Miles because actually I feel like a really big point that he makes when him and Peter are at the end of the game, like before they do that sweet swing in and like the game ends.
With the picture and everything.
Yeah. So, but like the fact that they made her out to be the villain when realistically a good villain, if he's written or he, she, or they are written correctly, you resonate with them. You're like, damn, I don't like how you're doing this, but I kind of agree that you're right. You know, like that's the true mark of a good villain. I mean, and they fucking nailed it, dude.
You feel empathy with her. Her brother got murdered, and she wants revenge, dude. Like,
yeah, he got murdered because, like, in a sarcastic way too. Like, don't be the piece of shit. Like, I think his name's Simon Krieger. Like, Simon's like, oh, your brother's dying. What's it feel like? Don't fucking rub it in. Like, you're the real bad guy. So, like, you feel so much empathy for her because that's true because it's cool that Miles, like, resonates that, and then you like feel it. Like almost as if like the immersion is there because you're agreeing with Miles. You're like, because Miles has like a couple lines where he's like, "Damn, she's doing it the wrong way," but like, fuck if I don't agree with her, basically.
Yeah.
And
that's how I've felt through the whole game.
Yeah, I'm like, she's right, but fuck, man, this is not the way to do it. Which is crazy because that's like a conversation that Miles has with his mom at the very end. After you do the postcard thing and like you lay like Finn's ashes to rest or whatever, like he goes to Trinity Church and he puts the science project thing down. He's like goodbye, I love you, you know, or whatever. He calls his mom and he's like, she was right all along, but like I didn't agree with it, and like his mom's basically comforting him, you know, doing the thing that moms should always do, like the best moms do, and basically being like, you can't blame yourself for it, but you know, like you have to be okay with the fact that things happen the way that they did, knowing that you know, like basically, like I know that you want to agree with her and you're right to agree with her, but it was the wrong way about it. Like there's a way you have to go about things. And like Miles is like, you know, damn mom, you always know what to say, which is crazy. Like, because it almost hits, the same emotional caliber that like 2018's did, because dude, like you see Doc Ock in 2018, you're like, that's the fucking, you see Dr. Octavius, you're like, that's fucking Doc Ock, like I know who that is. Yeah. But the game builds it up, you're like, oh, maybe he's gonna be a villain later on down the road, like, you know, in a different sequel, and then the game's like, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, turns out Doc Ock's the bad guy all along. And then like you just start to feel with Peter, because he's like, one of his lines is like, you were everything I fucking, like, well, he doesn't say fucking, but like, you were everything I wanted to be.
Oh my god, I wish he did.
He was like, you're everything I wanted to be, which a lot of kids, I think, you know, resonate. Like one of the biggest things, and this is like such a dumb old guy pop punk quote to say, but the Wonder Years, one of the lyrics is like, growing up means watching your heroes turn human in front of you, which is like, it's what happens. Same with like Miles or Peter for the same situation. They're villains were people they looked up to or people they were, you know, very close to, which is just fucking insane to me, dude, that they went there with that again, you know, right? They hit us with the right hook in 2018 and they were like, yeah, fuck you, and they hit us with the left hook in 2020. But so one of the things too that I wanted to talk about in like I was saying before that I was going to say, so the ending is so emotional with just how it goes. Like it's beautiful, but shitty in like the sense that you're like, damn, like it leaves you empty and wanting, which is how like the game ends. Like Finn takes her fucking sweet little cool fucking rocket boots, which is also a nod to like one of their science projects. So like I didn't even know that, so I looked it up. So I was like, Jesus Christ, she went full out. She fucking rocket skates up the Roxxon Plaza, shoots you guys up super far in the air, and just like Avengers is it, right? Like Iron Man just blows up in a nuke. And
amazing.
It's like a beautiful scenery. Like it's like, you know, electricity because Miles absorbed all of the radiation. But it's like a beautiful scene. Like it looks visually stunning. But then like as soon as you see like the mushroom cloud effect, you're like, oh my God, somebody, like, you know, you're like, someone's dead. And you already know off the rip it's not Miles because, you know, bioelectricity. Exactly. You're like, that man's about to hit the ground and be like, damn, that fucking hurt. And you see, all you see is one body come down, so you already know. You're like, Finn did it for the greater good, and that's fucking insane. I love it.
Yeah.
But there was one, like, so at the epilogue, right after the Trinity Church thing, and you do all the thing, and you're like hanging out with Peter. You guys do like the sweet swing in cool guy, and you get the Marvel credits where it's like cutscenes. I don't know the exact line. I'm gonna look it up real quick. But Miles has this thing which, and I'm gonna say it right now, I am not a person of color. Obviously, if you're watching the Twitch chat, you know that.
Very white man.
Very, very white man. But the empathy that they create, if you consume, because it goes back to that thing I said about like, if you're like, I'm not going to play this game because I don't, you know, it's not for me. Like, why not? Your race, your creed, your sex, whatever the deal, your orientation does not limit you to the media that you consume. So like, why not just hear the stories of other people, right? So this kind of like, I'm not even gonna look it up because I don't feel like I'll find it. But basically, what it was Miles had this line with Peter where he was like, they treated us like trash. They thought we were expendable, and they were literally going to get rid of Harlem for their own personal gain, which obviously Harlem is, I don't want to say notoriously, but it is kind of like branded as like a person of color area. Like it is a black neighborhood if you go to New York. Like that's the thing, right? People know that. So that being said, is it the fact that they use this position? Wilson Fisk, of course, you know, Kingpin at the end of the day, was the one who was trying to demolish Harlem to like make way for business. And it's like its own little world, right? Like I've never lived in Harlem, obviously. What the fuck? But it's its own ecosystem, you know. Like people, it's its own melting pot. It's its own culture, which is a beautiful fucking thing. And the fact that he has to struggle with this and be like, hey, dude, I want you to know, Peter, this, like, don't ever fucking go on vacation again, bro, because they were straight up going to kill my block. They were going to get rid of my entire way of life. And they thought that we were trash. It's insane. And I love it. It's insane because it's realistic. It's a slap in the face. And you should take that with a grain of salt and being like, because it's parallel to real life. Like, that happens every day. It goes to the BLM movement. It goes to just, like, the way that we, as a society, treat persons of color. One, it's fucking completely unacceptable. Unacceptable. Like, people are fucking people, dude. And then I think that's the one thing that, for me at least, that it hit super, like, hard for me, was just that he was just like, as a kid too, like if you're immersing yourself in the story, like, think of it this way, like, this is a 16, 17-year-old kid who was like, they don't think we mean anything, which is fucking just heartbreaking to hear.
Yeah.
And then you have Peter, who on that end is like, basically being like, that's not true at all, man. Like, we're like, we are here, like, we are the same, like, we're boys, you know, like, so that's good. There's a support system in place, but I don't know, it's super emotional, and I think a lot of people might just like, look over it, but
I do love how much like care they put into Harlem, and just how much detail and just
the representation, the detail,
I mean, like, everything about it, man. It's amazing.
I forget her name, but one of the NPCs that is a big part, or a semi-big part of the story, the deaf street artist.
Yeah, yeah.
I
forget her name too,
I think
but
it's Haley. I don't remember, but like it was super cool too because
something like that.
you don't see that. Like
Yeah, that's more
Miles bumps into
representation
her
right
and
there.
like hands her paint, and she starts ASLing him, like giving him American Sign Language, and he like gives it back, which I think is fucking phenomenal. So like, and
Yeah.
that's another thing too is that like personally resonated with me is like my youngest sister is deaf. So like when I was younger,
Mm,
I had to learn ASL, and like that was cool that they have that because that's a thing that like you don't just be like you're not like deaf as a 5-year-old and be like, oh, I'm growing up now. Like it doesn't go
yeah.
away, which is great
Right.
because that's one thing I think that
Which
American schools should teach is ASL. Like you should be able to communicate with somebody who has a disability because
I agree. Yeah.
it's the only way, man. Like
On a way less serious note.
yeah, right.
No. Well, I think her and Miles, kind of
Hey,
got something. I don't know the way they were talking to each other. I was like,
he was like, well, she gave me the scarf, bro. Like she
I
gave
know.
me a suit. You know what I'm saying? Like hey.
I could tell he was like, ooh, I don't know.
He was like, oh yeah. No, which is
No,
cool.
but I do love that. I love
love
stuff,
the representation there, and like again, back to me being
and like the Black Lives Matter suit or the Black Lives Matter mural,
the
like
uptown
incredible.
suit.
All of
As
it.
soon as I got,
Yes.
when you asked me if I was like, no, I don't have it yet. I finished it, and I was like, that's fucking all I'm wearing. It's so good.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite suits. Colors are so nice.
Even to the point where like credits roll, and you get to the end, and it's like, hey, you're a hero too, or whatever, and they have the vet, not whatever, but they have the devs, the special devs that they want to give a shout out to, and then the next fucking thing that slaps you in the fucking face is. This game is dedicated to our fucking king, Chadwick Boseman. And I was like, God fucking damn it. Why did you have to lay on Black Panther to me, bro? Because realistically, that's all the game is. It's kind of like I don't want to say a cry for help because that has like a negative light, but it's like please look at what's going on because that's all it is. It's a reflection of it with some superheroes in it. But the shit doesn't change. Like, that's still going on in real life, which... I don't know. I can talk all fucking day about how much of a masterpiece this fucking game is, and I'm going to play it again. One for the plat, but not only for the plat, because I want to see the story again in real life, almost like it's a movie without any side quests or anything. I want to just play through the story and see it and experience it as quick as possible to be like, wow, that was the best movie I've ever watched in my life.
I'm almost done with it again. I'm finally going back and platinuming it. I'm at the part where they're trying to evacuate everyone out of Harlem and stuff.
You at the
so
end,
it's like right at the end. Yeah, the end basically. But yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about more story stuff next week.
Yeah.
We're almost at 140.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I do want to talk about more Miles though next week, but
no, 100%. I think that's a good place to call her though, because well, the one thing I do want to say too, and this is not like this is not me pandering, right? To be like, oh, they're trying to be cool or whatever. Any idea that someone might get, but like I will read the rest of that paragraph. So the ending was emotional and it resonated with everyone. I typed this like after I finished it, like so this is straight up like. Verbatim from when I was done with the game. Like I went to the doc and typed it out. So the ending is emotional and it resonated with everyone, but specifically did what Miles Morales does in the comic book series or like the actual comics, and it highlights the struggles of persons of color. Jesus. And it lets everyone know that like, hey, dude, we know, like we see what's going on. Like people are here. We understand the struggles that you go through. I don't understand because I do not experience it, but I understand that it happens, right? So, like anybody that consumes the media, you're not persons of color. You're not expendable. At least to me and William, as like, we might not be much, but we'll fucking crusade, dude, because like you're not a number. Because that's one of the things Miles says too. Is like they were treating us like numbers, and like you're not. You are a person that you're like, God damn it, this game is so fucking good. I can't. I'm literally at a loss for words. I do not know how to explain my feelings, but I think one of the biggest things that was going around when, not saying BLM has died down, but one of the biggest things when BLM was like actually at the forefront of like, you know, the mainstream media, as it always should be, was I understand that I will never understand, and that's where we're at. Is like we got it, we're here. Whatever you
100%.
need, man, we got it. Because this is getting like, I don't know, this is getting super deep. But like we'll check the privilege at the door, bro. Whatever you need, you know, bros, sisters, and non-binary friends, like we got it.
I stand by all that. Of course,
we stand by all of it. But I think that's a good place to end it, emotionally speaking.
Yeah. This episode has run super long. We'll talk about more Miles next week.
Absolutely.
Because I'll probably be done with it. You'll probably be done with it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll touch on more next week. And yeah, I guess we're good.
That's a good place to end her. Yeah, hey. This has been a Super Pixels Weekly episode, or a podcast that talks about video game news and anything else revolving around the video game and nerd subculture. I'm Donovan.
And I'm William. Our show is available on all platforms. You already know that because you're here at the end. Email us with whatever you want to say at superpixelsweekly@gmail.com. You can literally send us anything, just not dick pics or anything like that, please.
Yeah, I mean, if you send them to us, like I'm like, damn, all right, I got your email address.
If you send them to us through email, headline the email for Donavin, so I'll know not to open it.
Yeah, just CC me, bro. It's in there.
And our Twitch and YouTube links are in the description. So
it will be along with the time cards for the Miles Morales spoilers. So if you're coming back into the cast now, it's going to take editing on editor Donovan's part. If you come back now, the spoilers for Miles Morales will be in the link. If you do want to get some sweet deals, though, we are affiliated through Instant Gaming. Not affiliated. We are affiliated with Instant Gaming. Link for that's going to be in the description below. It's run through my Twitch and get some sweet deals. So if you want to donate to us, though, I'm going to say it again. Us, the podcast, YouTube's, Twitch, hey, whatever. You want to send us money with a big, cool check. What you should actually do is send it to our Extra Life team, which is below me on Twitch and in the link in the description. Kids Can't Wait. You're helping them out with some video games, something we take for granted every day. So, yeah. This has been an episode of Super Pixels Weekly, and we will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening. Later.
Later. Peace. I have to pee. So,
dude, I do too. Holy
honestly,
shit.
How crazy is that? You guys want to go to a be right back? We'll do it. I'll time you. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah.
Say cuckoo or caca doo doo pee pee.
Caca doo doo pee pee.
There it is. You heard it here, folks.
Big boy words.